Since he came to the league, no Premier League centre-back has scored more goals than Gabriel Magalhaes. Also, no side has scored more goals this season from set pieces than Arsenal. This made me think, is Gabriel Magalhaes actually underrated by fans and media, as he's been absolutely brilliant for us for quite some time now? And secondly, and more importantly, is it finally time for us to admit that William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes are Arsenal's best defensive partnership since the Invincibles? Let's discuss. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. I'm just gonna say it. In my opinion, although we still didn't win any major trophy with them at the back, Saliba and Gabriel are definitely our best defensive duo, well, probably since the Invincibles. Interestingly, Sol Campbell was asked that same question a month ago, and he also agreed with that claim. You'd have to say yes, they are. You don't want to disrespect the others that have come after me and before this current partnership, but Gabriel and Saliba have come just at the right time for Arsenal. Right now, it's beautiful. They have been given time to build a relationship. They're playing incredible football and they're not mucking about. It is not perfect, yet it is so strong. They have real confidence. Once you get it, never disrespect it. You win titles and cups by having a strong backline pair, and Arsenal have that to look forward to over the next few years. Long may it last. It's not a secret that since post the Invincibles era, Arsene Wenger's teams have been massively struggling when it comes to defending. Our attack was always good, make no mistake. Wenger was a magician on that front. It doesn't matter which players he had available in his squad at the moment, but you knew that he would focus on offense and attacking football. That was just his philosophy. People forget, but Sol Campbell joined Arsenal when he was 27 years old, in his absolute prime. And he was already a made player who didn't need any instructions and development. You could have put him on the pitch at any time, and you just know that he will deliver and give his best because he was an absolute unit and beast in his prime. Don't get it twisted. Arsene Wenger was brilliant when it comes to developing young, raw players and turning them into world-class players. But that mostly refers to attackers or midfielders who also became more attack-focused under his lead. But since that old core of players left, you know, Tony Adams, Martin Keown, Sol Campbell, etc. I mean, we can say that Kolo Toure was an exception. He joined Arsenal as a youngster and he turned into a great defender for us under Arsene Wenger. But I don't think it was thanks to Wenger that he became a solid defender. More because he was surrounded by great defenders and some other senior players which helped him to become even better. Don't forget, Kolo Toure was part of our Invincible squad, so that means he played alongside all those great defenders from that era. So how did we come to this? Well, after that old core of players left, retired, moved on, from let's say 2007 till Mikel Arteta era, that's 2020. For the life of me, I can't remember one truly great defender that played for us during that era. So that's almost what, 15 years. All those great defenders that played for Arsenal when Arsene Wenger joined the club, all of them were already made men, made players. They already had lots of experience, they won things in their careers, and they just continued playing on that same level when Wenger joined the club. So when we entered into a new era, since 2007, around that time, when our squad, let's say, almost completely changed compared to how it looked only 2 years ago, that's when our defensive problems first started. Because Arsene Wenger just didn't succeed in developing our next great defender, or even to buy our next great defender. Because, let me remind you, during that time, it was Arsene Wenger who had the final word on every incoming transfer at Arsenal, and he was the one deciding who should we buy and who should we sell. And well, let's just say that he didn't know how to recognize a great defender, or in some way we could say how to integrate these players into our system to get the most out of them. You think I'm exaggerating when I say that since 2007 till now, we didn't have a single great defensive partnership? Okay, let me remind you. William Gallas, Johan Djourou, Thomas Vermaelen, Philip Senderos, Sebastian Squillaci, Laurent Koscielny, Gabriel Paulista, Shkodran Mustafi, Rob Holding, and Callum Chambers. I probably forgot to mention some of the players, but still, you see my point. And don't even get me started on some younger players who only played 5, 6, 7 games for us in a season during that period. I didn't even want to include those names because it would shock you to hear how desperate we were when it comes to quality solutions at the back. So, in the last 15 years or so, before Saliba and Gabriel became our defensive duo, our best defenders in those last 15 years were, well, probably Thomas Vermaelen and Laurent Koscielny, right? I mean, it has to be those two. Vermaelen was actually pretty nice for us, and after all the faith Arsene Wenger put into him, and after tolerating all of his mistakes and waiting for him to become a truly good defender, he left Arsenal and joined Barcelona when he was just 28 years old. So just as he was entering into his prime and was in line to become our next great long-term option, he left us. As for Laurent Koscielny, in my opinion, he was the best defender we had in that period, post-Invincibles and before Trust the Process era. I thought he was by far the best option we had at the time. He had some great performances for us, truly great performances, a world-class performances from time to time, but still, he was also shockingly inconsistent, and he made some crucial mistakes all the time. It was like he would play amazingly for 2-3 straight games, and then all of a sudden he would lose all his confidence, and he was absolutely terrible for the next month or so. But like I said, when he was good, he was really good. But still, if you ask me, William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes are already 5 times better than Koscielny and Vermaelen, without a doubt. Bear in mind, William Saliba is still only, 22 years old, and Gabriel is, 25 years old, something like that. Their prime is still way ahead of them, especially for Saliba, and they will only get better and better. So to answer my first question, are William Saliba and Gabriel our best defensive duo since the Invincibles? Well, the answer is obviously yes. Don't let those nostalgia merchants fool you, because I watched most of those players when they played for us, and I can confidently tell you that Saliba and Gabriel are the best things that happened to our defense since the Invincibles. Oh, but mate, Philip Senderos was great for us. He was a proper defender. William Gallas was not that bad. He was top-notch on his day. Stop it. Just stop it. But back to our current team. Saliba, in my opinion, has the right mindset, all the qualities, and some of you can laugh at me for saying this, but to become the best defender in world football in the upcoming years. He is just phenomenal. Out of this world. Still only 22 years old. And to see him play with such composure, his reading of the game, football IQ we can call it. He knows when to stay on his feet, he knows when to slide in. He's always thinking 2 steps ahead of attacker. His physical presence, height, I mean, this guy has it all. He's a complete package. And if he stays here at Arsenal for the next 10 years or so, and everything goes to plan, we start winning trophies, blah blah blah, I guarantee you, his statue will be next to Tony Adams's. As for Gabriel Magalhaes, he's obviously older than Saliba, he's already more experienced, he has more appearances for Arsenal, and he's a different profile of a defender. He mostly relies on his power and strength. I wouldn't say that he has the calmness or composure that Saliba has, but he has some different qualities. Strong presence in the box, great in air. He scored 12 goals for us so far, and for a defender, that's absolutely incredible. And I think him and Saliba combined as a duo have all the qualities to become our long-term options at the back. Look, how can I put this? I don't think Gabriel will ever reach Saliba's levels. I just think Saliba's ceiling is much higher. And I'm not trying to bash Gabriel. He's a great defender. Alongside Saliba, the best we had since the Invincibles era. Like I said, but that's normal. Saliba is just built different. And it's hard to expect from any team in the world that they will have 2 center backs of Saliba's quality in their team. The point is, for you, the manager, to find which player alongside your main guy, which is Saliba for us, is good enough that he can complement him on the field and that he can keep up with him. You always need to have your main guy and your second guy. That's normal. Sergio Ramos was Real Madrid's main guy, right? And Rafael Varane was their second guy. Not good enough to be the main guy, but perfect option to play alongside Ramos and gives his manager a different option. Carlos Puyol and Gerard Piqué, Paolo Maldini and Alessandro Nesta, and so on and so on. All in all, you get my point. Every excellent defender needs to have another great defender alongside him for the defense to work. If you put William Saliba alongside, I don't know, Shkodran Mustafi, we would be talking that our defense is terrible and we need to buy new players. Same thing if you have Gabriel Magalhaes and you put him alongside, I don't know, William Gallas. It just wouldn't work. I mean, it would work to some extent, but for a true, real, long-term success, and to challenge for all the major trophies, you simply need to have 2 great defenders. And that's basically it. That's all I wanted to say. No script, nothing. I just wanted to share my thoughts with you in this video after Gabriel's performance against Crystal Palace. And after all the hype surrounding him at the moment. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.